Your Excellency, Mr. Crisantos Obama Ondo, Ambassador of the Republic of Equatorial Guinea, and the Dean of the Spanish-speaking ambassadors in Ethiopia. Your Excellency, Honorable Ambassadors, distinguished guests, colleagues, ladies and gentlemen. It is an honor to be with you today to celebrate Spanish Language Day in partnership with the embassies and permanent missions of Argentina, Chile, Cuba, Equatorial Guinea, Mexico, Spain, Uruguay, and the Bolivarian Republic of Venezuela. I would like to take this opportunity to welcome you all to the Economic Commission for Africa and to thank you for your presence here today and your continued support for multilingualism. Bienvenido a la Comisión Económica para África, CEPA. Muchas gracias por vuestro apoyo al multilingualismo. While the celebration of the Spanish Language Day takes place every year on 23rd of April, and as Laura said, this year, however, the day of the celebration fell on a Saturday, a non-working day. Therefore, in agreement with embassies and missions here in Addis, we are celebrating the Spanish Language Day today, 26th April, to allow for the participation of all of our multilingualism partners. Spanish is not only the language spoken in Spain and in the Hispanic countries of Africa and Latin America, but it is also the mother tongue of more than 496 million people spread across almost all of the world's continents. As once said by Nelson Mandela, if you speak to a man in a language he understands, the message reaches his head. If you speak to him in his language, it reaches his heart. So I hope that today, when I try to speak a little bit of Spanish, Portuñol, I'll be able to reach your heart. Because indeed, as Laura said earlier, it's through this means of communication that we make bonds, we strengthen friendships, and we try and find solutions to our common problems. Just before, we came here, we were having a little chat with the ambassadors about how connected Africa and Latin America are, and how we should explore those opportunities to share knowledge, experiences, and both good and bad experiences. For example, many of our countries these days are trying to diversify their economies. And we have, in Latin America, a couple of countries that have done this successfully, moving away from the excessive dependence on the export of raw materials to promoting more value addition. We've also looked, as also Laura indicated, at opportunities to collaborate in things like, for example, how to manage debt. Debt, as you know, is a very, very serious problem because of the impacts of COVID-19, the war, and climate change. And we're looking at the reforms, for example, of the global financial architecture. Can we learn with countries like Argentina that, as you know, have gone through successive conversations and negotiations with the International Monetary Fund on how to manage their debt better? So there are many, many opportunities for Africa and Latin America in particular to share knowledge and experiences. Considering the important role played by the Spanish language in international cooperation and for the work of the United Nations in particular, ECA has been offering Spanish language courses to staff members and diplomatic personnel for several years. We celebrate Spanish Language Day here today to also raise further awareness among staff of our organization, as well as the wider international community, about the history, culture, and use of Spanish as an official UN language. Spanish also plays an important role in international and African diplomacy. In that respect, I would like to draw attention to the tireless efforts of the Ambassador and Head of the Permanent Mission of the Republic of Equatorial Guinea to the African Union and the Economic Commission for Africa, His Excellency Mr. Chrysanthos Obama Ondo, who for several years has been striving to make Spanish one of the official languages of the African Union. Thank you very much, Your Excellency, for your role in this fight. So, Excellencies, ladies and gentlemen, the countries of Central and South America and the Caribbean maintain close collaboration with the African continent, including in supporting the implementation of the 2030 Agenda for Sustained Development, Agenda 2063, the Africa we want of the African Union. I would like to express my gratitude to the ambassadors and their permanent missions for their continuous efforts to promote multilingualism and cultural diversity. I also extend my thanks to you for organizing this celebration. My appreciation also goes to my colleagues in the Publications, Conference, and Knowledge Management Division for their efforts to ensure the success of this day and the other recent Language Day celebrations. I hope you enjoy the rest of the program. Muchas gracias.
Muchísimas gracias.